Hello and welcome to our roundup of the European Parliament's latest plenary session here in Strasbourg. The week saw debate on the budget and on structural reform, and action on immigration as well as organized crime. We begin with a debate on the budget showdown. Looking ahead to the European summit later this month, MEPs expressed impatience that the EU budget fight is dragging on and needs a solution for the sake of Europe's economy and its citizens. EPP Group Chairman Joseph Daul said Europe's leaders should listen to the EU's directly elected body and agree to a strong, flexible budget, or fiscal framework, to boost growth and fight unemployment now over 10%.
Les États membres ont une feuille de route précise à suivre.
The member states have a clearly defined roadmap to follow. This is not a diktat, this is what we decided together. In many EU countries we have to speed up the implementation of the program on growth and youth employment. It is impossible with this inflexible framework.
Corinne Wortmann-Kool, an EPP Group Vice President and spokesperson on the Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee, pushed for quicker structural free market reforms to stimulate job creation.
Structural reform in the member states is the key to economic recovery and getting back to competitiveness and growth and jobs.
Mrs. Wortmann-Kool expressed concern the summit could fall short in committing itself to those reforms. Immigration is an issue that has triggered fierce debate across Europe. How to manage it, how hard to crack down on illegal immigration. Well, the European Parliament has approved a number of measures at this session. Parliament approved 4 pieces of legislation aimed at improving the asylum process. They include providing legal assistance to asylum applicants and aiding unaccompanied children. Additional EU funding will help pay for improved reception conditions in countries facing heavy migration. It also expands on the Europe-wide data bank that tracks immigration, called Eurodac. Manfred Weber is an EPP Group Vice President and the group's spokesman on immigration issues.
The idea is to prevent the asylum hopping, to go from to one state to the other states and be in the procedure for 1, 2, 3 months, and this doing all over Europe for 27 member states. So to prevent this, that only one member state is responsible for the process of checking whether there is a reason for being asylum seeker or not.
The legislation also requires that the asylum-seeking process take no longer than 6 months. Weber says quicker results and the exchange of information among member states makes for a more humane policy for legitimate asylum seekers, as well as ensuring security for Europeans.
We're doing both. We are protecting the people and we are fighting against these threats we have when we are talking about security.
Now, because of immigration, the Schengen Treaty, which has opened up borders within Europe, has been a point of contention lately. The European Parliament has put its stamp of approval on a report that calls for stronger enforcement of Schengen on a European level. The report calls for prompt corrective action to dispel any perceptions of impunity and to ensure the free flow of citizens between member states, all the while enforcing laws against illegal immigration. The EPP Group's Carlos Coelho authored the report.
We think if there are a huge problem that can become a threat to the security of the whole Schengen area, the European Commission should propose the reestablishment of the controls on the borders. That will be initiative from the European Commission, the decision from the Council, and the implementation of each member state. That means we are giving a European context to that decision, but we are going to have the full involvement of the member states.
Tensions over Schengen increased in 2011 when France and Italy received large numbers of Tunisian immigrants. Some Central European countries also reintroduced internal borders, prompting EU action. A Eurobarometer survey found that more than 60% of Europeans recognize the freedom of movement as the EU's main achievement. Schengen gives 400 million Europeans the right to move freely within their borders. Crime is another issue drawing major voter concern. A new report backed by Parliament calls for sharper tools to fight organized crime. The details in this report. The midterm report by the Parliament's Special Committee on Organized Crime focuses on a roadmap to fight increasingly sophisticated crime syndicates on a European level. The EPP Group Salvatore Iacolino is the Standing Committee's rapporteur. Among the measures he wants, confiscating criminal assets, speeding up trials, making public procurement crime-proof, and enhancing banking transparency to fight money laundering.
Abbiamo bisogno di ripartire dall'Europa, dall'Unione Europea.
We need to begin on a European level as the best way to counter these criminal systems that have brought death, barbaric murders in confrontations with those in Sicily and the rest of Italy, as in Europe, we have faced these criminal systems with great force and great courage.
Con grande forza e con grande coraggio nei confronti di questi sistemi criminali.
Iacolino also wants greater use of new technologies to fight cybercrime. He wants to lay the groundwork for a future European Public Prosecutor's Office and establish a strict code of ethics for political parties. That's it for now from the Strasbourg session. See you next week in Brussels. And find out more about the activities of the largest political force in Parliament by checking eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching.